All right, we are live. What's going on, good people? It's your boy, the Mechanical Animal, and we are back for another round of the Mechanical Animal Show, episode 104. I've got CryptoWeedMusic back here with me. Our co-host, unfortunately, the beast is out in the wilderness. We will get up and catch up with him at some point or another. But we do have a special treat for you guys again today. We've got CryptoWeedMusic back on the show, and we're just going to talk about some crypto, man. We're going to keep it crypto. We've kept it crypto on the last show. I think with the last few days with the crypto crash, I won't even call it a crash. I'll call it more like a reset. It's what it is. With the crypto reset and everything going on in the markets right now, we're just going to touch on some of that. Today, we're going to keep it light and just go into some subjects that I think is important for the cryptocurrency investors out there, new and old. So crypto, man, what's going on? You seen these markets? It's crazy out there, brother.
Yeah, I mean, nothing much. Just, hodling over here. I mean, I think that the most recent crash caught everyone a little off guard, but it's not really anything to be worried about. I think, I was telling people this just yesterday. It's like pretty standard for the crypto industry. This isn't like the first time this has ever happened. This is literally like 40th time it's happened. So
yeah,
I'm not really too worried about it.
Yeah, we've seen the ups and downs, and I talk about this quite often to a lot of people that are now crypto investors. I always tell them what you need to do is go back and do some research on the history of crypto. One place I would start if you're a new investor is look for crypto's all-time highs. And if you go back to 2017, December of 2017, you'll find that crypto hit its all-time high of 19,500 and something. But if you look between different resources, different sources that has this information available, you'll see it's skewed, and it's roughly between the 15th and the 17th of December. They have it ranging at where Bitcoin hit its first real major high at 19,700 and change. Immediately after that, we saw Bitcoin come down through January, the first half of January, from 19 down all the way to 14 something. I did a small skit on it not too long, a day or so ago, just showing folks, look at this. We went from 19,000 down to $3,000, right? Perfect opportunity, great dip for you to go ahead and get you some Bitcoin. I know I did. Right.
Oh yeah, same.
At these low rates, and I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, all right, at 3K, we saw it come down from 19. What's my interest in it? I still believe in Bitcoin. I still believe in what it can do, what's behind it, right? As far as the technology and what happened right after, not immediately after that, but because of what hodling. Right? Because of hodling, there's certain people in the industry that were able to watch Bitcoin come back up from $3,000 to hitting a max in what was it? April of this year, hitting a max of close to $60,000.
It was actually 64,000.
60. Look at that. Thank you. Excuse me. $64,000. A max of $64,000. So if you purchased a Bitcoin, a whole Bitcoin, roughly between the $3,000, $3,400 range when it was down that low after its first big high, you would have seen almost $61,000 more in your account today.
And not only that, there were two opportunities to buy at like 3,000, 3,500, 4,000. It actually shot down to that rate right when the pandemic started and everything crashed.
Right.
It shot down from about 10,000 down to like 3,500. Because I remember I was holding at that time and I was like, shit. But then it, totally rebounded and went through the roof. So like all of 2020 was like the best year ever. And there was a lot of buying opportunities too. So
definitely the buying opportunities were there. Quick question for you. When you saw these different, the really far dips, especially like what we're seeing this week, how did you feel? Like, how was it for you watching? And I know you and I had a conversation earlier about moving some things around, but how did you feel when you saw this most recent dip in Bitcoin?
I mean, part of me saw the market getting a little irresponsible and emotional over Elon. And like, crypto has been growing like crazy pre-Elon. Before Elon was ever even part of it, it was like already at a massive boom. Then I call what happened most recently was the Elon effect. It shot from 40,000 up to 64,000 because of Elon, and it was all speculation and hype in the market. And then what did it do? It plummeted back down, hit 30. There's major resistance there, and now it's settled in this pocket right around 40 pre-Elon hype.
Yes, sir.
So it's actually right where it should be without massive speculation. So I actually think it's at a good price point right now, and I think we're going to start to see it steady climb again. There may still be some inflammation with some dips here and there, but for the most part, did I say inflammation? No, I mean, there may still be some.
yeah, I did catch that.
I'm selling too much CBD and cannabis here. That's all I talk about.
It's all good.
So
too much inflation. Yeah, got
too
you.
much inflation. I don't know if I said inflammation, but anyways, yeah. So in the grand scheme of things, trajectory hasn't changed. Technology hasn't changed. That's the big thing. I mean, I work in the tech industry, so I see it every day, and I'm seeing how these companies are growing and evolving.
Right.
The chain links of the world, and any application that's built on Ethereum. I mean, there was a bubble that just popped a little bit. There was a little bit of speculation, but in terms of crypto dying off, that's never going to happen. Like it's the fastest asset that's ever raced to $1 trillion ever, and nothing is even close to it.
Nothing is close to it. On the topic of Elon Musk. I wanted to ask you, so do you think there's going to be some kind of trending effect with individuals in certain phases of life that decide, hey, I'm going to promote this coin or I'm going to promote that coin? Because just the other day we had Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports jump on SafeMoon. He did the whole LeBron thing with the hats.
Yeah.
And he chose SafeMoon and said that he has invested $40,000 in SafeMoon. Now, when something like that happens, from and I'll talk about mine where I think it stands, but what do you think do you think that these individuals like these, like Dave Portnoy, Elon Musk, these individuals obviously have very wealthy guys. Do you think that their sway or their pitch of these different cryptos has any effect on the currency itself?
So that's the thing is it shouldn't, but it does because the market is so new that for right now, I think you're going to see, like you said, a lot of different celebrities and different people promoting and pumping different coins, the ones that they hold and they believe in, just because they have a huge reach. When Elon talks, millions of people hear it. And I guarantee you, when he talks about Doge or Bitcoin, several hundred people go and buy Bitcoin or Doge. So
you're right.
So yeah, I mean, they do have a little bit of an effect on retail investment, but in terms of institutional investment, that's who's buying up this dip and who did yesterday. Bitcoin, especially Bitcoin. Yeah.
Bitcoin was absorbed by the whales.
Yeah, it was all a bunch of whales, and they're saying that it was just a ton of over leveraged options trades. Caused this massive liquidation because you got all these dudes in their parents' basement, trying to do 100-to-1 leverage or 50-to-1 leverage, and then as soon as it breaks through that, man, or even 5-to-1, you're gonna get crushed.
I didn't even know that. I found out recently Bitcoin is on the options trading through other situations. Oh, yeah. I had no idea. I literally found this out maybe a week ago that it was live.
We're just really limited in the US on what we can and can't do, but in the UK and these other countries, you can leverage 100-to-1. It's crazy.
Wow. Okay.
When you see the wipeouts, that's mostly what it's from.
What it's from? It's from these guys doing some serious option trading.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do a little option trading myself. Nothing major like that. But at the end of the day, that's risky. It's risky. Super
risky, but that's the thing is they're day traders. So they're they didn't think it was going to plummet yesterday. So they thought they were safe. They gave themselves a little cushion. Nope. You know,
Yeah, dude, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. That sounds
when
crazy.
it crashes 20%, it's exponentially easier for it to crash 30% because of
Oh,
that,
because
because it's going to start liquidating all these trades.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you clearly saw it yesterday. There was I invest in SafeMoon, obviously. I want to throw this out there. If you invested in SafeMoon yesterday, you should have seen a nice hike in your account as far as more SafeMoon being deposited because so many individuals were offloading their shares of different cryptos, not just SafeMoon. But imagine if the crypto that you were offloading, like let's say Bitcoin, for instance, decided that they would do the same thing that SafeMoon does, which is tax by 10% and provide 5% of that 10 to all hodlers, right? Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be something? A nice little give back, kickback to everybody that holds on to that.
Right?
I mean,
I think it's interesting. I had like that exact same concept, but wanted to do a coin, but essentially for nonprofits where 10% burn rate and give it to the cause.
Give it to the cause. Yep.
And then
yep.
I think a lot of people would get behind that, depending on what causes it is. But yeah, that's essentially what SafeMoon is, but it goes to the hodlers. I mean, I do think that like over time, I mean, I don't know yet because there's just so many coins and so many projects. All it really matters is, can you build a solid base of people that want to trade value in that token, and are they going to hodl, or are they going to be noobs and just like freak out anytime there's a 10% drop and sell all?
And which they've been. That's exactly what happened yesterday.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's exactly what happened. I mean, I think that, for most of the people that have been in it for a while, we've seen these drops all the time, and I'm not trading at all. Like, the end game for me isn't necessarily to sell for more cash. It's to hold the Bitcoin forever.
You're right.
I think that the cash will drop in value and the Bitcoin will go up in value. And I don't think Bitcoin is going to be touched as a treasury asset. Yeah. I hold very much Michael Saylor's bullishness on Bitcoin, like specifically, but I also think the other coins have tremendous value too.
I think I think the other coins, I'm not all of them, but I think there are a good amount of cryptos out there that has a good demo behind it, a solid product or service. If you're looking into cryptos that are of value and not just dogcoin, I know so many, and this aggravates me. Like, you and I appreciate crypto for what it's doing to the technological revolution, right? And not just in technology, but monetary as well. The way we do business, you know what I mean?
And personal freedoms, like the whole political stuff. Yeah.
There's no third party.
Yeah.
Right. So you are free to transact, create, and dive into this whole new world, right? Without any third party influence. It's all you, right? But the way that they're swinging this thing, and I'm looking at it right now, so many people are not brought up to speed on, what the ultimate total purpose is of cryptocurrency and the companies behind these different cryptos, right? And the phrase, if we go back to what we were talking about with Dave Portnoy and Elon Musk with SafeMoon and all that good stuff. Another example of a celebrity investing in crypto is, I think it was Meek Mill. Meek Mill bought like a wild amount of Dogecoin.
Oh yeah, there's several on the Doge train. Yeah. Cuban. Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Someone's not guiding you right. Because I'm just gonna say this, me personally, if I've got that kind of money, right, and I know what I know today, am I putting 100,000, 500,000, maybe $1 million in a coin like Doge? Fuck out of here. No way. Yeah. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, knowing what I know and knowing what the game is, right?
There's too many wallets that are holding massive Doge that could sell at any moment, and no one really gets what's going on. But even beyond that, I don't like that Elon recently has just been making up random shit on his Twitter. Like, he's literally just manipulated the markets with random shit. He said the other day that he was in contact with Doge developers. Sounds promising. And he tweeted some things that just showed how actual, I mean, I love Elon. I think he's a smart dude, but how dumb he was in compared to like most people in crypto. He like totally didn't get how Dogecoin was structured, and he's just like, oh yeah, just make it faster with more transactions and blah blah blah, like just increase the block size. It's like, dude, people have been talking about this shit for years and fighting over it with all these other cryptos on what block size should be, what the transaction speed should be.
And you just come through.
yeah. Once you do that, you seriously hurt the security of it. And so, but even beyond that, the one thing that I thought was absurd was he actually said, in talks with Doge developers, sounds promising. You know, he's trying to like say that they're going to be changing it and changing the core fundamentals and stuff.
Right.
And then the lead Doge guy got on Twitter and said, I haven't talked to Elon Musk. No one at my company is talking. You know, no developers have talked to Elon Musk. So this is just not true.
I think I caught the story about him saying that, but I didn't catch the back end of it because I was saying to myself, the only person I know that had anything to do with the Dogecoin project was Vitalik, who was the Ethereum creator. And not only did I believe he had something to do with that, but he had something to do with the Shiba Inu project as well.
Well, he really is leading the Shiba Inu project. But yeah, with Doge, it was like, I mean, to be honest, the project was random as hell. It was some random dude, and then he just gave up on it, and then gradually some other people picked up on it. So like,
it was an overall community project. Like,
yeah, it's just I said company, but yeah, it's a project, community project of dudes like developers who've just been kind of letting it go, and like, you know, it's not nearly as secure or safe as Bitcoin. Like this idea that it's going to take over Bitcoin
is madness. I don't even. It actually, it's like an insult to say that. You know what I mean? Like, are you serious? Like, Did you read the Bitcoin white paper and then read Doge? Or do you even understand that Dogecoin was created with nothing behind it? Like, it was a joke.
Yeah.
You guys still don't get that. Like, yes, it has some sort of technology behind it and a process. Still haven't gotten that fixed yet. And a process. But at the end of the day, it doesn't have a process that is exactly like Bitcoin's secure process. I would never send a large amount of money utilizing Dogecoin. No fucking way. I would trust something like Ethereum or Bitcoin before I invest any money with Doge as far as whale moving if I was on that level. No, sir.
Well, also Doge has like, I see the potential value in it as a stupid internet tipping device.
Yeah, we spoke about that.
But it needs to be low increments. So that's the thing is like, you're never going to see $100 Doge. Like it's not going to happen. Just like you probably won't see $1 Doge. I don't know. Maybe you possibly could.
I think $1 is a possible. And then again, you know, we could sit here, we could speculate, but I never thought Dogecoin would make it to 50 cents. I never thought it would see 20 cents. I never thought, you know what I mean? Like I never thought, and where did it come from? We think about this every single day because and I watch a lot of these old school guys on MSNBC and some of these other investor networks, and all these older investors, you know, old white guys in their 60s. I'm not investing in Bitcoin. I don't care what you say. I'm not doing it. And the reason why they all say it is because there is nothing solid behind it that they can say is backing this coin, right? Or backing this crypto or whatever project it is. Okay, I understand. You have blockchain. You have an idea. Okay, cool. Good for you. But what tangible thing is back there for me to put my hands on and say, that's what I'm investing in? You guys don't got that yet. And I can't do that. And I won't do that. And I don't care what it does. I don't care about Dogecoin. I don't care about SafeMoon. I don't care what kind of numbers it does when it does it. What I will do is I will invest in gold. I will invest in silver and the S&P 500 index and whatever else that's out there.
But those guys would have been the same guys that missed out on investing in Facebook back when it was nothing, because that's the thing is what they don't seem to grasp is the power of networks and network effect. The bigger something gets and the more money and monetary energy that it soaks up, which Bitcoin has just been rapidly growing, like just eating up everything every year over year, you know, growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, people keep trying to say that it's a bubble, but I don't think they understand like networks don't just like become a bubble and then just like burst. Like they might have some fluctuations here and there, but once a network is started and it's, you know, processing monetary energy and it has a sole purpose,
Right.
it's going to keep growing and growing over time. It's actually going to steal market cap from gold. It's going to steal market cap from a lot of these other, you know, financial systems. It's just, but that's the thing, is I think it's amazing how many people don't properly understand it, as you touched on earlier. Like we properly have studied every single project and everything we invest in and understand why it may have value. And if something is a long shot, like you said, we probably don't put 90% of our portfolio in it. You know, like you gotta
chop it up, take it easy. Yeah. You know, like what you were saying a few seconds ago about you know, studying and understanding the networks or the applications or what's behind these cryptocurrencies. Look at internet computer IC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that whole concept is going to explode beyond what we can even think of, because of the power that they are saying they can leverage with this new application. You have a virtual PC with more power and more. I think they're part of their design is for mining, cloud mining situations. And what they're claiming is that their application is going to have that type of power to be able to deliver for those types of hashing algorithms that are really, really high. Like, you know, Bitcoin is stupid. It's up there 25 terahashes or something like that. It's ridiculous how high it is to compute these different problem solving techniques that it takes when, you know, things are being calculated and computed on the blockchain. So at the end of the day, you know, when I look at something like internet computer and I say to myself, okay, I'm reading everything that they're dishing out. It sounds good, especially when we look at what's Elon doing. What the fuck is Elon doing? Elon is saying, oh, I invested in Bitcoin because it was a great thing to do. Now I don't want to invest in Bitcoin because it's hurting the environment. So I'm going to pull everything and I'm going to stop all of this and da-da-da-da-da. You knew that. You knew that. You're a smart guy, right? You know that in order for Bitcoin to be minted and mined, it has to be done by computing software and hardware, especially hardware. You know, a large percentage of the way Bitcoin is mined is because of hardware, ASIC mining hardware, GPUs, graphical processing units, right? So at the end of the day, yes, this does have a very harsh effect on the environment, right? Because after this year, all the graphics cards that are being utilized to mine Ethereum, you gotta toss them.
Yeah,
you gotta get another 100,000 GPUs to mine you some Ethereum again. And what does that do with all the silicone and the different material that is utilized to create those circuit boards and them ASIC chips and graphical processors for Ethereum mining? It's like, yes, it's harsh on the environment. So when you look at something like the internet computer and they say, hey, we can deliver.
It's not as harsh though. Like that's the thing, is I just think the whole environmental stuff is actually absurd, because by comparison, it's not that harsh. Like
it's not.
Yeah, that's the thing. I know that it takes energy, but there's tons of wasted energy and there's renewables that you can use. Like it's so stupid to say, oh, we don't want to use Bitcoin anymore because of an energy problem. Like you're going to throw away the greatest technological invention of your lifetime because it uses electricity? Man, why don't we throw away the light bulb then?
Exactly. It's the same thing.
The light bulb uses more. I guarantee it. You know.
I mean, if you think about it, you know, I've done, because I mine, and I've done the math on mining. It's what boggles my mind is that the cost of mining is what, in certain territories, the cost of mining is what is mind-boggling to me.
That's what keeps the energy, as they only use energy that's not being used, because that's cheap energy. If they can't go set up a mine in New York City or in a major city or anything like that, because the cost of energy is too much.
It's too much.
There's too many people that rely on it. So they set up these mining farms in like bumblefuck Texas and like in random, you know, out in the middle of nowhere in China. and Russia. So like
U.S.
literally,
U.S. Virgin Islands.
oh no, they couldn't do U.S. Virgin Islands. The energy's too
It's
expensive.
too expensive.
Yeah.
I know they're doing mining where it's very low cost for energy usage. A lot of companies are opening up and doing, if they want to start mining, because the whole thing with mining at the end of the day is basically if you can skip out on your electrical bill, you're good. You're good. Because here's the thing. When you're mining and you have enough, and some of the most powerful hardware that's out there, you decide to put an investment in it. Let's say you have money like that and you decide, all right, I'm going to throw $2 million into a mining operation, and you put it in a country that doesn't charge a lot or doesn't charge next to nothing for energy. You have a sweet operation, because what happens now is you're able to, on a monthly basis, generate Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is that you're mining, without any penalty, without anything. All you have to do is find a good enough engineer that understands mining, its operation, leave him in charge, and just make sure that your Bitcoin balance and your address is steadily going up. Because the thing is if you have some of the most powerful mining hardware that's out there, you'll be able to solve blocks. You solve a Bitcoin block right now, that's over $300,000, right?
But you'll have to spend about I don't know how much in energy to finally get one. You might spend $20,000-$30,000 in energy cost.
And if you do, if you spend $20,000-$30,000 a year, and your software is powerful enough to mint you new Bitcoin at least 3 times a year, and when I say minted, I mean like you solving a block. Like if you're gonna play in this game, you have to get the best hardware.
Oh yeah, it's expensive. That's why I don't even dabble with mining anymore. It's just too pricey.
I only do it, like I said, I got a Bitcoin lottery. It's attached to my Trust wallet, so literally if I hit a block, it goes straight to my Trust wallet. I'll see it, and I mean the chances are 1 in a lot, but it's better chances than playing the lottery, from what I understand. And I mean, I'd rather take a chance on that. That actually, what I'm doing with those small USB ASIC miners, all it's pulling, I don't pay anything yearly to run that thing. I think a couple cents a year to run that 8 USB mining operation that I have upstairs. So it's what it is for me is more of a project, understanding, looking at the Bitcoin network and how it's moving, how the difficulty of the network, where it's at, this, that, and the third. But
it gives you a lot of info.
It gives you everything, yeah. And we're in the game, so I'd like to be part of helping the network as well. So I'm actually computing transactions right now as we speak on the Bitcoin network. I'm contributing hardware, power, the creation of the whole Bitcoin mining rig and everything. It helps the network.
So you're already doing what a lot of people are going to be doing in the future. They just don't really realize it yet, because Ethereum is going to have set-top boxes and stuff like that for people to be stakers if they want to, and Polkadot too, I think. So you can just have your own little server in your house, essentially, that will be your staking node. Right. And that'll be your savings account, at least in the future. I think a lot of people are going to do that.
I think that's a great way of saving. You could have actually done that through different pools that lets you go in from, we talking 5-6 years ago. You could have jumped in a pool. You can still do it today, but now they have more restrictions. They're requiring you to have more power, more hashing power. You can't come in there with what I got to be like, get out of here, dude.
Yeah, they're starting to make like set-top boxes so that literally just meet the requirements for a solo staking node. So there's all these companies that are going to be pumping that.
Oh yeah. And look at how the industry is able to generate more work and more
proof of stakes
for
brand
itself.
new.
Right. So it's like, what's the real hate on the crypto? You know what I mean? Like let's slow down. Let's jump into this whole China topic. And what's their deal? Like, why are they looking to stop this whole crypto operation? And what's funny to me is China I think China controlled a huge portion of the mining operation, and they shut it down.
So I think they're going to still let people mine. There's still miners there and stuff like that. The real problem is they're saying that they don't want banks to offer trading pairs or to accept cryptocurrencies because they're trying to switch everyone over to their new digital yuan or renminbi or whatever. And it's interesting because decentralized currency was created to fight shit like this, and they're doing like a more controlled dollar than we've ever seen in our entire life. Like I've heard there's even possibility that on their digital renminbi, they could put expiration times if they really want to pump their economy. Can you imagine if you got paid in dollars and they said, oh, Lester, by the way, you need to spend those dollars by 3 months from now or else you lose them.
I saw that. I was like, yo, hold on, man. You're going to tell me when? It's like food.
Well, it's genius though, because then they can really fine tweak their economy. I mean, you have to understand they have
no. I caught that. I was like, that's pretty neat that you can do that. You can fine tune where your economy is going to be at due to that burn off, similar to what's happening in crypto, right? Yeah. I mean, you got coins like SafeMoon. SafeMoon does the burn off. Right, a lot, and there a lot of new up and coming, not just ERC20, but a lot of these BEP tokens and whatever is generating and coming up right now in the game. A lot of them with this unlimited cap are doing these burn offs.
How scary is it going to be though when they can just turn the dial on your taxes? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, that's where it gets a little funky there. At that point,
paying your taxes instantly, and it's going to be very easy for the government to just say, nope, you don't get as much money anymore at any point in time. And that's why it's scary. Like we should be fighting against these centralized currencies as they come out as hard as possible if you really believe in the decentralized freedom we should have over our monetary value, because we're going to see more and more of currencies like what China's doing. Mm-hmm. China doesn't have as many rights as we do. So we got to be Americans and stand the fuck up and fight for our rights to own our own value and not have the government tweak it as they see fit.
Yeah.
Over time. They already do that with your taxes a little bit, but it's a lot scarier when they literally have it all digitally and they can just turn the dial and take money out of your bank account anytime they feel like it.
Anytime they feel like it. As a matter of fact, I just saw a couple different articles that go hand in hand with crypto and this type of topic right here. One of them is, if you hold any cryptocurrency and you owe any taxes, the government are looking to come after your crypto assets.
Yikes.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how far they're digging into that right now. I read up on the article and didn't see much more come out after that, but they are looking to go after individuals that owe taxes, that they find out do hold some sort of crypto balance. Now, in that article, I read something interesting, which was, the government doesn't view crypto as investments. They look at it as property.
Yeah, it's a property investment. So you got to pay capital gains and all this bullshit when you sell. That's why I didn't sell, and I've been holding, and I wasn't going to sell yesterday, because as soon as a sell happens, there's going to be a tax implication. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'd rather hold for the next 5 years than be panicking and selling every couple of months and then have all these tax implications at the end of the year and a nightmare to figure it out. I traded a lot back in 2020, but the big come up I haven't had to pay taxes on yet, because I've been holding.
You're still holding, you're still hodling. And that's the thing too, a lot of
cheap. Yeah.
I want you guys to know, once you're converting your crypto back into USD, some sort of fiat, even if it's euro, you're going to pay some sort of a tax, a fee on that at some point when they kick your paperwork to the IRS or the government at the end of the year. We spoke about this on the other episode. Yeah. So as long as you're trading back and forth different cryptos, I think you should be okay within that realm.
No. As soon as you make any sort of trade, even if you switch from Bitcoin to Ethereum, they're going to look at, the overall cost basis in dollars. And then if there was a gain there, then technically that's a taxable event.
What if there was no gain, it stayed flat, or was like down bottom?
If it was down, then you could take a loss on it.
Okay.
So you can take a loss if you lose money. You can say to the government, like, hey, and then you won't be taxed on that.
On that whole, okay. Well, I'm trying to figure out like where they stand as far as, because I still don't understand how they're taxing, and that's something I want to get into, and maybe do some more research, figure out what's going on with this whole crypto and taxes, because there's still a whole gray area in the middle there.
We had to print a report and send it to our accountant with all the trades. And so they figure that shit out. You can figure it out yourself, but you just got to look at the cost basis and add it up, and then subtract if you lost money on trades, add if you made money on trades, and then figure out what the total number is. And then, that would be, your total number for the year. But, if you make a ton of trades, then it can be a headache. So people that are just day trading left and right, you're going to have a tax nightmare. Like,
I'm glad I don't do that. And, I stick to very small trades that work strategically.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. But we're rolling along. I see that, with China and all that good stuff, I don't know. I was thinking about it too. When did this happen with China before, or?
This happens every year. Well, there was a post from it was one of the Dogecoin developers. Actually, he said he said these are the years China has made crypto illegal, and it was like 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So going back since 2012, they threatened to make it illegal. They're just putting in these strict regulations, and I think China is going to have stricter regulations than other countries will.
Yeah, and they've already started in putting those regulations in place. I think in China they're gonna do it, and they're gonna enforce it.
There's all these companies there that are making tons of money though, mining. A lot of mining companies are there.
That's what I don't understand, and I said that majority of the mining that's done is coming out of China. It's not anywhere else in the world. I think China is doing almost a third of the mining on the cryptocurrency network.
Yeah, it's a lot.
As far as Bitcoin is concerned, they're mining 1/3. I'm pretty sure that's still about the same, just them. And then you've got everybody else, right? And you can't mine in America. It's just too much cost,
Well, they're building one in Texas actually. In the middle of Texas, they're building one with a wind farm and a solar farm, and it's the biggest. It's supposed to be the biggest mining rig in the world.
I want to see how they pull that off. I mean, and I know electricity is a little cheaper in Texas because they've got their own power grid over there.
Yeah, they're going to do it with all renewables.
Okay, so they're using straight up renewable energy all day long. I've got to see that. I've got to see that.
They're spending like $500 million on it. Yeah. Woo. So I'm telling you that when you see people spending this type of money,
it's going places.
It's here to stay. They're not just going to spend that and be like, oh, fuck, the government just said it's illegal tomorrow. Like, no, these people are in high places if they're spending that type of money, and they have relationships with the government, and Coinbase isn't going anywhere. I mean,
no, it's here to stay. I mean, the stock is doing real shitty. I'm mad I bought the amount that I did, but they're doing real shitty, and it's okay. I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to sell it. And the reason why is because,
you shouldn't sell it.
Fuck no. A place, a market like Coinbase, an exchange like Coinbase is definitely going to thrive. It's going to flourish. It's going to stay where it's at because it's been here for so long. It's one of the keynote individuals of the game as far as exchanges is concerned. And Coinbase is actually getting ready with Coinbase Pro to add so many more cryptos that are not readily available to individuals that are trying to pick them up. So that's a good thing. I'm really excited about that. Coinbase is definitely moving in a different direction. But I'd like to see that stock pump a little bit,
It'll get there. I mean, it's still so new, and they came out and they hyped it. Anytime that we have a crash, they're going to crash, just like MicroStrategy and anyone else that's heavy in on the cryptos. But one thing that's important about China is that everyone's like, China made it illegal. They didn't make it illegal. What they actually did, they banned. So China bans financial payment institutions from cryptocurrency business. So that sounds bad because you're like, oh, the banks can't, interact. But those mining companies can still mine Bitcoin and send them to exchanges. Yeah. They just can't cash out with a Chinese bank.
So
these are global companies. So they're just offshore the shit.
That's what I'm about to say. Like, can't you just offshore to
Best believe China still wants to collect money from those people.
Right, but how are you going to do it now when you're playing that kind of game? Right, you don't have that intermediary anymore. You want to say, oh, you can't cash out here at our national banks. So what are you gonna do? If I had that much money and I had a mining operation in China, I'm offshoring to not the Philippines, but I'm offshoring to a Swiss bank, a bank in the Caribbean, somewhere, right? I'm not just sending my crypto every month that I mine to exchanges. I need my share.
I'm betting that the people that own the mines in China probably have some inside political pull, and there's a lot of money being traded underneath the table and different stuff going down. Dude, I mean, they're not going to shut them down and just throw away billions of dollars worth of business that's coming into China.
No.
Like, why would you do that?
No, and you got to remember too,
because they'll sell to the rest of the world, they just won't sell to Chinese citizens. Ideally, that's what they're trying to do. Destabilize the dollar.
Destabilize the dollar. The wild part that I'm noticing, if you watch the block rewards for mining, and you see it, this is the part I don't get about it a little bit, but you see the block rewards get kicked out, right? This is the important part about mining. When that block reward gets kicked out, majority of these individuals that own these huge farms, not only do they have their own specialized hardware to mine, but they're also allowing individuals who have that kind of hashing power to jump in as well, which makes the pool. And when I think about it, like you said earlier, you got that, it's almost like a savings account, right? Mm-hmm. These guys are mining, and I'm not sure how often, especially these days, with as high as the difficulty is for hash power, how these guys are able to maintain block discovery on the Bitcoin network and still keep their operation going. Because it's not like it was in the past where the difficulty was lower, extremely freaking lower. We're talking 100 gigahashes.
Yeah.
Right. Like if that was what it was today, when I got upstairs, I'd have like I'd have discovered 8 blocks already.
Yeah.
Right. But at the end of the day, it's not that. And what I'm just confused a little bit about is, how often now are these rewards being shot out? And when they are, it's probably in such smaller increments because it has to be broken down amongst the individuals in that pool. Especially, like I said, the big fish in the pool is going to get majority of the reward.
But that's what's beauty about Bitcoin and why it creates scarcity, is because when this happens, like you said, the difficulty is super hard. The coin value is down. A lot of people just stop their mines. They literally just stop mining and then wait for the price to hit a value they're okay with, and then they start again. So it's not like it's always 24/7 people are mining. When the miners stop mining, then guess what? As long as there's continued adoption, the price is going to keep going up and up and up.
And up and up and up. Yeah, it doesn't matter where the difficulty is. The difficulty actually makes the network more secure.
Yeah.
Right. With the hashing rate and the hashing power. Hey, buddy, I know we're getting closer to the time. I want to keep this show nice and short. But what I wanted to say is NFTs. I want us to come back on the next episode, and I want to talk about NFTs. It's the newest, hottest thing. It's bubbling out there. I got some folks asking me questions about NFTs, and I don't have all the answers right now. I know you've been dabbling with some crypto kitties and some different things going on in the NFT world. So what I want to do is next time we get back on the show, I want to get you back on here so that way we can dive into NFTs. I'm going to do a little research myself, see what I can find on it. Yeah, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show today, dropping some of that knowledge, man. As usual, you do your thing, brother.
Sure, man.
And I know, we're gonna. I know you got to go. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna get out of here. I really appreciate you guys jumping in and checking out the Mechanical Animal Show today. I think I said it was episode 103, 104. I don't know where we're at. We're just 104. Okay, so we're at episode 104. I think that let me just say this real quick. We did record 103. But I had so many bugs with the last recording, I had to scratch it. and we had some people that we worked with for Safe Moon and different cryptos that we were trying to get them squared away with. They didn't know how to buy them, purchase them, get them in an account. So we had someone come on and explain that process, which was pretty cool. We'll see if we get him back on the show next time. But Crypto, appreciate you coming on, brother, as usual. Yeah, we'll see if we get the beast back on the show next week. But thank you guys for checking us out. We'll see you next time. Until then.
Thanks, guys.
We're out of here.